One of Paul Graham's most underrated essays, and maybe the clearest window in how he actually thinks, is 6 Principles for Making New Things. The core idea is simple. The things that looked flimsy or even laughable at first, like Viaweb, Y Combinator, or even his essays, ended up being the things that mattered most. Let's dive into these 6 principles, but before we start, please consider subscribing to this channel. I publish a new video every week, taking you behind the scenes of the VC world and the YC ecosystem. Thank you in advance. Principle number 1, simple solutions look wrong. When you solve a problem simply, it almost guarantees people won't take you seriously. Big problems are supposed to require big, impressive solutions. Viaweb looked like just a website compared to box enterprise software. YC looked like a toy compared to 100-page long Series A term sheets. Reddit looked like it had no design at all, and honestly, I think it did. Simple equals unimpressive, until suddenly it isn't anymore. Principle number 2, overlooked problems are gold. The best ideas don't look like opportunities. They look trivial until you realize they're everywhere. Who cared about selling online in the 90s or funding a bunch of kids in an apartment in 2005? Both looked like edge cases, but both turned out to be trillion-dollar markets. Overlooked problems are underpriced assets. Principle number 3, don't pretend to be big. There's an instinct, especially in founders outside of YC, to look legit. Big logos, corporate sounding decks, fake gravitas. PG's playbook says do the opposite. Deliver things informally, just don't posture. If you're the founder replying at 3 a.m., just send it from the founder's email. YC's first batch had dinners at his house. That's what real looked like in 2005. Principle number 4, ship a V1 very fast. Version 1 honestly should just look amateur. That's not a bug, that's a feature. Crude V1 buys you feedback loops from your customers and your users. It gets you out of your own head and into the market, into the real world. And it forces you to iterate instead of polishing in private while time runs out. Principle number 5, iterate like crazy. The PG way isn't launch and pray. It's launch, listen hard, and improve relentlessly. Viaweb started small and rough, but the speed of iteration is what made it win. Same with YC. Every batch was an experiment until the model hardened into what we know today. And finally, principle number 6, expect content first, consensus later. So the through line of all this is, if it doesn't look wrong at first, it's probably not new. Simple looks unimpressive. Overlook looks trivial. Crude version 1 looks amateurish. Informal delivery looks unserious. Together, they almost guarantee ridicule. But that ridicule is the tell. It means you're not just repackaging consensus. That's why PG's framework is still durable advice 20 years later. If you want to build something new, stop trying to look legit. Ignore the instinct to over-polish, to over-signal, or to conform to convention. Lean into looking wrong. That's okay. That's how you learn. That's how you evolve. And history shows us the projects that felt like toys at first are the ones that end up obvious in hindsight. Now, I'm curious for all the builders out there watching this video, what do you think? Have you been applying those 6 principles in your life and in your business? Please tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you next week.